Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bama Standard is here live after downing Tennessee 34-20. Go ahead. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Live chat. Do your thing. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section. Show us some love. As always, we're brought to you by Workspace Solutions. If your business needs to be seen and needs a presence online or needs a full-fledged marketing team, go to workspacepros.com to get your business needs taken care of. Matter of fact, we have a guy from there that can help you out. We'll get to him later. I've got the best crew with me today. I could not do without them. Well, really, one. The star of the show, the unbeaten, untested king of comedy, and again, the star of the show, Steve Brown.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here, man, ready to go. I'm excited. Let's do this, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I don't see how somebody can be the star of the show that don't ever be here, but all right.
All I heard is I'm ungrateful. I'm ungrateful. Blah, blah, blah. I tried to run over 8th grade kids this week and called it charity. And the person complaining the most is a 2-time national champion and 2-time USFL champion and the baddest man to ever tote the rock, Bo Scarborough.
There he is.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Bo. So how'd the shirt thing go this week, man? I know it went well.
Man, it went great. Listen, I sold 75 shirts out of 135.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
That's after we moved the location a day before the game on the game day. So we moved the location on Friday, and we still sold 75 shirts.
That's good, man. That's good. Man. I gotta get mine.
I think that if we would have been in that at the spot that we were planning on being in, all along would have went for sure, because everybody who walked past, damn near who walked past, look at it, and Daniel will be in you, and
I had to Steve Brown this weekend.
Yeah,
You did.
There it is.
Let's introduce our guest co-host here. He is an analyst from Week Zero Sports, a graduate from the University of Alabama. He also covers the Ole Miss Rebels, but he's on our side about 80% of the time, I think.
Yeah.
He is also one of our sponsors, Workspace Solutions. He is Daniel Petty. Welcome back, sir. Glad to have you.
What up, Daniel?
Glad to be back, man. But glad to be back again on this side of the screen with you guys, with all the legends again. So was with Bo this weekend. And like he was saying, we had it kind of got a curveball thrown on us. And man, everybody that walked by bought the shirt. So
that's what's up.
We set the stand up like right at like 8:15. We sold our first shirt like at 8:17.
Oh,
that's what's up.
Congratulations.
Yeah. One dude come through there. He was so intoxicated. It was like,
first shirt sale of the day was a guy who had not gone to sleep from being out on the strip the night before, and he needed a new shirt to wear.
And something crazy happened, Daniel. When I got back, okay, you remember the big grill that was sitting behind us? They had all that stuff over there.
Oh yeah, that was getting ready, cooking and prepping and stuff.
I ended up meeting these people back in 2021 when we played Cincinnati down in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I had a box, and they was in the same box as I was in. I took the pictures with her 2 grandkids, and she brought it to me. And she, you know what I'm saying, they gave us the whole corner. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, it told us told me that I can set up over there anytime I want to.
Yeah. Like I said, we got a curveball thrown, but it still worked out.
You missed it. You would have definitely ate you a 20-piece this time.
Oh wow!
They had, man. It was a dude that had their own barbecue sauce over there. Tastes like, and I don't even eat barbecue sauce, and it was great. But that's besides the show. But it was turned out to be a great weekend, though.
Yeah.
autograph signing went great over at the Paul Brown Museum. A lot of people showed up for that. Thanks to me, Olivia, for having me, and me, Reggie, and Courtney Upshaw. Went to Nick at Noon. She invited me to Nick at Noon, being part of the A Club. There was, there were, an honor to be at, and I got a chance to meet a lot of the donors and a lot of the boosters, a lot of people that have affiliation with Alabama, just networking. And it was great to see some of these people and people that I will meet, and they told me about my whole life story that I didn't even know that they knew. That like some people don't even know. They know that
Those are called
hey, Justin.
Those are called
hey,
stalkers.
Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, one other thing before we go. Hey, man, you know who doesn't get enough credit? We got to send a special shout out to Miss Olivia, man. She has been backing us. And just a big shout out to Miss Olivia, man.
Thank
Love her
you,
to
Miss
death.
Olivia Arnold.
Great lady. So, let's go ahead and introduce the other guy that doesn't matter.
Yeah, matter of fact, 1999 All SEC champion or linebacker Marvin Constant, who is off screen. Actually, what it is, Steve, I think he's getting two people to help him get into his onesie because it's so tight.
Gotcha.
So he's had to get like a shoehorn, something going to where he can get in there. Extra body oil.
Oh, wow.
But listen, folks, we got a great show. If you didn't notice, we beat Tennessee 34-20. Roll Tide. And to get things started out, we had to go back to one of the best segments this show has ever had. Matter of fact, I think it's why this show remains largely popular, and that's hosted by the star, Steve Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for No Laughing Matter.
What up, party people, Bama fans, and everybody who's watching this podcast? First off, man, I'm Steve Brown. My segment is No Laughing Matter. First concern that I have that's no laughing matter is the offense is starting entirely too slow. We have to come out, after the first drive and score. I understand the first drive where we're surveying, we'll see what they're running, we'll see how they're attacking, make our adjustments, and then start hitting them in the mouth. But we're having too many possessions where we're coming up empty. 2 and 3 and 4 possessions, and that's just not the Bama standard to me from what I've seen. So we need to work on that and start really attacking these people and getting that ball in the end zone and putting pressure on people. And my second matter, which is no laughing matter, and I really feel like this situation is going to come and bite us in the butt big time. I've been saying it for the longest. My guy, Jermaine Burton, you have to calm down and play football. Get your mind on football. I watched the game 2 or 3 times because I just love watching Bama. And the touchdown he caught, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when the guy landed on top of him, he donkey kicked the guy in the stomach.
Yes, he did.
With both donkey kicked him, and the referees missed it. And the thing is, that to me is a play that will get you kicked out of the game, or just a flagrant or whatever you call foul, and that's to me that's a suspension because he didn't have to do that. All he had to do is come down with the ball, cover the ball, protect it, come down, and you got a touchdown. All this unnecessary talking, all this unnecessary taunting, all this unnecessary stuff you're doing is going to eventually hurt us. So Jermaine, my guy, we're loving what you're doing, but we just want you to go out there and let your game speak for itself. Okay, because trust me, if this continues on, it's going to hurt us, and that for real is going to be a no laughing matter.
Great way to end that. That's amazing. So, Steve, you've given us 2 topics to really dissect here, and to be honest with you, both your points can be detrimental to the team. We look at the slow starts, the slow bungling starts. We've been able to somehow overcome them despite what we're doing. But there's going to be a time where dancing on that line of danger can bite us in the butt. Next week, we're going up against the leading offense in the SEC and one of the leading offenses in the country. If we fumble around for 2 quarters, next thing you know, we could be looking at, 21, 24, 28 points down, and then all of a sudden we decide to play. I know that's worst case scenario, but at some point, somebody's going to hit us in the mouth, and it's not going to be good. So I see the star student who was late to class wants to go first. We'll start with Marvin, then go to Bo, then go up to Petty. Marvin, go ahead.
All right. So this is the one thing I want to say. When I gave my prediction last week, did I not say that Tennessee would score around 20 to 23 points and that we would have an offensive turnover
You did.
that would put them in position to score? Did I not tell y'all this?
Yes, so we established it.
You
was your
did.
fault.
No. But I say that to say, again, a lot of times when I approach, predictions and looking at games, I approach it from a player's perspective. And with that perspective, I also approach the game, in the mind of how a defensive coordinator would think. And when I look at Alabama's offense, I see a lot of deficiencies. And I know if I see them, people who get paid to do this all day, every day see them. So we can't continue to have bonehead mistakes early in games because, you go to have 20-7 against the wrong team, there won't be a comeback.
Hey, shout out to William Morris. Big Bill from New York, $5. Marvin, you were right about Golding. You were right about Steele. You're right about the linebackers and even on the money with Milroe throwing posts. Man, the Marvin Constant fan club is alive.
No, but it's true. When you look at his throws at around 10 to 15 yards into the boundary, he tends to overthrow them. That's the reality of it. He's throwing the post, the deep ball. It's beautiful. But that 10 to 15-yard range is where he struggles. So as a defensive coordinator, I would always have a single high safety in the middle of the field, force everything to the boundary. I might even run cover two because I know I'm forcing everything to the boundary, putting him in uncomfortable positions.
I got you. Steve, you talked a little bit about that before we jumped on air for the folks who, of course, were not able to hear that. Can you kind of touch on what you saw from that? Because, it is true. He seems to be going for the home run throw far too often. And there's people like you mentioned, CJ Japeri, who are open as a check down. You got Jace McClellan, who are open as check downs.
Yeah.
The middle of the field, the short intermediate routes are there. He's just not going to them. But if you go ahead before I steal your thunder.
It's to me is that he's just not confident in that area of his game. And then he's probably been listening to what the people are saying the whole year, the offseason. He's going to throw an interception. So he's trying to go for the safe ball, which is the long ball, so he won't throw an interception, because I noticed in some of the out patterns that he threw, they were way out. In other words, the receiver would have to really dive to get him. You know what I'm saying? And the guy that's covering him, it was no way they were going to get him. So I think in his mind, I'm like, I'm going to throw it, but I'm going to throw anything but an interception. So I think that's on his mind. And again, he's not looking at the check down, because I watched the game 2 or 3 times, and CJ Dupree wide open. And a lot of guys are wide open underneath who could have gotten the ball and got some positive real estate, but he went long. So that's just something that's going to be corrected, hopefully sooner than later. Just another thing, we got to watch film, and of course, the coaches, they got to get on. Go ahead, Marvin.
Well, here's the thing, and the reason why I make this point on a regular basis is because a great defensive coordinator is going to see this, and he's going to continue. I see you on that chocolate fat life banging, huh? But a great defensive coordinator is going to continue to put him in positions to where he's going to have to rely on what he's not comfortable with. You play against a Kirby Smart and a Will Muschamp, I guarantee you, I will bet everything I own that's what they're going to force him to do. They are not going to let you do what you're comfortable doing, so you have to find new ways to win.
But Marvin, one other thing, but this is what's going to keep the defense on it. Finally, our offensive coordinator finally did 2 or 3 plays that featured him running the ball, and all of them were positive except for the read options. He got to work on those. But the ones where I think it was a receiver went in motion to the right side or left side, and they went in all the way across, and they went in as blockers, and he just took that sweep, and he got a lot of positive yards. So again, man, it's going to keep the defense honest. So so to me, his success depends on the play calling.
And to answer Williams' question, would I want him back next year? After seeing what I seen against South Florida, I'd take him any day over the guys behind him.
Who?
I'll take Milroe any day over the guys
Oh,
behind him.
Miro, I got a feeling Miro's going to be really good next year. It's all about repetition and about experience.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's going to be able to read defenses better because he's had a whole year doing it. So, we all progress. So,
and not just that, Steve, you mentioned the read option. The play calling to a degree has been there. Can it have some updating? Absolutely. But the read option, he has misread that. Let's just go ahead and say it. In the first half, there was an opportunity to where if he gives it to Roy Dell, he's off
touchdown.
To the races. Yeah, touchdown. And instead, it's a 7-yard loss. Second half, he gives it to Roy Dell. Roy Dell is caught in the backfield where he could have just took off to the left side. Boom, touchdown possibly. Or it's an extremely long gain. Once he gets the hang of that, this offense can be dangerous.
Dangerous.
We are kind of getting away from the original question. Bo, your thoughts on the slow starts? Is it something to be concerned about? LSU is going to be at our house next week, and they got a high-powered offense. Where do you stand in terms of these slow starts?
Well, I can kind of, because I've been in that since a game at a point of time where we were starting off slow and then second half we were coming out dominating. But like I was saying, like that's why my thoughts what I said on last show was about the Tennessee week, which I thought they were gonna come out fast because it's that time of the season, because of everybody know what everybody's responsibility is and everybody know their role at this point now. So I thought that once everybody know their role, know what they got to do, and focus on the things that their job in order to make the team win, that's what you got to do. But I just think maybe it's some guys in there that playing on special teams that not going so hard, thinking that they're going to get in the game and trying to save that energy. I don't know if it's that, because of I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go back and answer your question. When prime example for me, okay, so when I first got there, I thought I was gonna play, and after Georgia week, okay, I said, okay, I see I'm not getting in the game until we blowing people out. So let me take all my focus and put it into special team. The one special team that I'm out there on the field for. I only had one job. I was only on punt return. I wasn't on punt, kickoff return. I was just on punt return. And if you go look at my punt return film, you don't see me on there. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I hold my guy up at the line where he can move, hands inside in a bait position where he can go left or right. If he do, on stepping up and cutting them off. Every film that you watch with me on punt return, you would not see my guy in film until I lost my train of thought. Number 5, what's his name? Returning Cyrus Jones.
Cyrus Jones. Down the field.
Until Cyrus Jones got closer to where I was at, and you will see me got my dude. Man, listen, they put 3 dudes in the game and trying to stop me from not letting that dude get off the line, because that was the most important guy to get down the field. But to answer your question, I think that the guy doesn't get it yet. If you know what I mean. And
but there's upperclassmen though, Bo. There's a lot of enough upperclassmen there that could squash that.
It shouldn't have to take Coach Saban to go into halftime and get on to your ass, and then you come out and you want to play. And then
you gotta already be ready.
Be ready. Yeah.
Hold on, Bo. Hold on.
When we came out, when we came out, we were like, man, look, we trying to be done playing by the third quarter and let our boys get in and get some film.
That makes sense, and that's all fine and good. But I want to point out something, and it's very evident to me. A lot of it has to do with play calling. Like, we don't run enough 2x2 to spread defenses out to give Milroe that option to run if need be. Because out of 2x2, you can run screens. You can run so many different variations of a play. You look at what Tennessee did to us in a situation very similar to that, where that slot receiver motion to the boundary. Braswell goes with him. As a quarterback, I know I got a linebacker on my slot receiver. Oh, all day I'm throwing the damn goal. And what was it? It was a damn touchdown. Because, again, it's a game of chess. You set the play up to work the way you want it to work. And, again, why do we have Braswell on a slot receiver into the boundary? The moment he did that, we should have audible to a cover 2, 3, or 1, depending upon what the base call was. There was no reason for Braswell to be into the damn boundary on the slot receiver.
You're right.
We'll get to that part in your segment, Petty.
But I'm just saying that. Why does our offense not set up defenses the way other defenses, or the way other offenses set up our defense?
Exactly.
And then I also know that. I mean, I think that, Marvin, you know that every team do this. They go into halftime and say, hey, these is our best 4 plays where we're getting a certain amount of yards. And so let's keep running these plays until they stop them. And I guess maybe they need to give them a set of plays to run that they run so efficiently until somebody stops it. Because it seemed like when
it's called creativity. We didn't see creativity until the second half.
Because when they come out from halftime, you can see they only running these certain amount of run plays and these certain amount of throwing plays that were working. That dig by Jermaine Burton that they kept doing all the time, and that 5-yard up, stem them in, go up 10, and come down flat. I don't know what kind of route that they call that, but we were getting open on that every time too, and then on the high post, and that seemed like that was working.
Bo, can I help Tommy Reese out real quick? Tommy Reese, listen to me.
Well, you know me, hold on, Marvin. Before you start, you know I don't speak on coaches.
I ain't speaking on coaches, but what I am going to say is this is my point to Tommy Reese. As a former defensive player, and I feel like I'm a pretty great defensive mind. The thing that I hated most, and most defensive players hate, is when you come out in that 2x2 set and those linemen have those wide splits. One reason in particular, because when the offense is in that, most of the time that defense has to switch to a nickel or a dime package, which means that they don't have a true run package on the field. So with the mobile quarterback, he has the option to take off and run, knowing he only has to beat 5 or 6 defensive backs with 1 linebacker.
Yeah, and I agree with that because Skip Hopes. Hold on, one more.
No, ain't no hold on. I'm the man.
I'm just talking about the spread out offense that Tennessee did against us. The same play that Tennessee did against us, and that running back came across and got the ball and went straight up the field for a big chunk of yard. That's the same play that Skip Holtz ran in the championship game with me. We spread it out. We went 2x2 all the way to the sideline and ran the ball straight up the middle because they didn't have enough up front to block it.
And most of the time, your middle linebacker in a nickel or dime package is a smaller linebacker, not built to stop the run.
Exactly. I agree.
Daniel Petty, I'm glad you're still here.
Hey man, I'm enjoying the show. I might chime in on the chat on the side.
Yeah, I was about to go.
I mean, it's time for our closing segment. We appreciate everybody being Look, now Daniel, you've had a chance to kind of absorb all of this, and we spoke a little bit about what we may be facing with LSU, how quick they can get on the board, move down the field. You had a bird's eye view of that. You were at the Ole Miss LSU game. You saw it front and center amongst all the chaos. If you could speak on this subject and then kind of tie in what you saw live.
And man, Jaden Daniels is the real deal. I don't know, but see, they haven't faced a defense like Bama's yet. So
exactly,
can that?
Are you saying that Pete Golden was not a great defense?
Dude, hey man, only giving up less than 300 yards the last 2 games. I've been trying to text you. You haven't been texting me the last 2 games. Of course, it has been Auburn and Arkansas with no offense. But look, LSU's offense is the real deal. This is going to be this is going to be the test, though. This is going to be able to prove is Daniels, can he do it against anybody? Look, Malik, their neighbors, that receiver, man, he has a pass to the corner of the end zone that's an NFL pass that it don't matter how good you cover it, they're making those plays. So it's going to be on Bama's offense to answer the bell early and often. But LSU's defense, look, man, you talk about Marvin, you're talking about defenses dictating what Milroe does. Well, the good thing about it, you're about to start going down the hill with the defenses you're facing. LSU is one of the worst defenses in the SEC. As bad as Golding looked for Ole Miss, LSU's defense even looked worse because they gave up 55 points to Ole Miss. But man, it's going to be on Milroe's shoulder to come out hot, and that's what I want to point at. Steve, you said he's got pressure on him. He don't want to throw the interception. Marvin, you talked about him being inconsistent on the 15-yard post flag routes, which I agree wholeheartedly. Look at the third and fourth quarter. Third quarter, he's throwing it over the middle. He's throwing those dig routes, and he's nailing them. And then you get to the fourth quarter, and he misses 3 in a row that are high. Man, it boils down. He's inconsistent, guys. And Tyler talked about it last week and really couldn't dive into it because he's an analyst. But here's the deal, man. We had Tua and it followed by we had Tua followed by Mac and then followed by
Bryce.
Bryce. How the hell?
Come on, Petty, get it.
God bless, I'm forgetting Bryce's name right now. No, but who didn't? They threw every pass on the field, the out route, the 15-yard out, the post. There wasn't those dudes were artists with the passes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're dealing with a young guy that's inconsistent. And that's what it boils down to. We're used to something for 10 years to seeing 3 guys who never missed any of those passes ever to a guy that don't hit them all the time. And you got defenses that are forcing him to throw them. But again, and that's why you say, why are we slow? Well, we're inconsistent right now. But you go to the third quarter and McClellan is running he's running like his hair's on fire that game. He starts opening up and like Steve said, he starts checking down to Dupree over the middle. He starts hitting. I mean, man, just throw it to Burton every damn play. I know the attitude might be a problem, but that he's in the middle of 3 guys just catching every damn thing. Like he reminds me of Brown at
Steve
Brown. Yeah. He reminds me of the other Steve. Yeah, I mean, he's just mean as shit.
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. I mean, yeah, you messing me up, y'all. Yeah,
you said Steve Brown. I was gonna say he couldn't catch a cold in a damn snowstorm.
Well, you asked people on the quad. He was gonna have some touchdowns that opening game. So man,
he did.
I get confused.
All right, so but can I interject something real quick?
Yeah.
We also have to. I hear Nick Saban say a lot of things about mental errors. We have mental errors that really are drive stoppers. I'll give you a perfect example. And I think I text you, Justin, and I was straight cursing. It was a pass play. And of course, I know Proctor's young. He's a left tackle. He's the left tackle. That means, Marvin, if I'm correct, if it's a pass play, you're blocking everything to your left, right? You're blocking everything coming from the outside. Okay, so what happens is the tight end lines up behind on his outside shoulder, and he goes out for a pass. Proctor blocks to the inside for some odd reason, and the guy comes in clean and sacks Milroe. He didn't even look over to the left to see if the guy standing right here, and he just went right. And I've never seen a tackle block to the inside unless it's a run play. But usually as a left tackle, you're blocking to the outside. If it's on a pass play, you're stepping out left and you're meeting that guy. This dude went straight to the inside, and this guy came right off the edge, untouched, and hit Milroe.
Miscommunication. He probably thought that tight end was staying in, was gonna take him, and he was gonna block down and double team on him. And that's the only way that I can see.
That's mental errors, and that killed the whole drive.
Well, one thing I can tell you is I don't know the kid's name, but LSU's defense might not be that impressive, but they have an outside linebacker defensive end who is
Perkins.
Harold
Perkins.
He is going to be a problem if we bust assignments and we don't do what we're supposed to do. And their quarterback, Daniels, I watched him play when he was at Arizona State. The kid is actually very talented. So they can score points. Make no mistake about it. The defense may be subpar, but they can score points, and they do have that one defensive end. Oh,
but Marvin, but one thing I got to give Tommy Reese credit for. He did have a back chipping where he did put a tight end on that side. So and that's what gave Milroe time to throw. Also, I got to give him this too. He did try to be a little bit more creative. He added 2 screenplays, and they both didn't work. But he did try to. Yeah,
the receivers didn't block.
I keep telling you, man, when an offense struggles with those 10 to 15 yard out passes, you're going to see the safety walk down in the box. They're going to crowd the middle of the field, force you into uncomfortable positions, which also takes away your run game. So that's why I tell people the importance of that 10 to 15 yard out, because it loosens up the defense.
Marvin, you talk a lot of stuff, but you still coach like our ex-defensive coordinator. Go ahead.
Man, it's funny you say that, because it's about time for Marvin to have his podium here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce that. We've been talking a little bit about it already. The first half was not what we're used to seeing from the Alabama defense this year. We surrendered 275 total yards and didn't get a single sack in the first half. That's uncharacteristic for this defense. But in that locker room at halftime, Coach Saban and the staff must have worked some magic, or Miss Terry took her belt off. Miss Terry took her belt off is what it was. And switching from an odd front to an even front seemed to be the key adjustment. In the second half, the defense was like a different beast. They tightened up, holding Tennessee to just 129 total yards and a mere 2 of 7 on third down. And, oh, yeah, we got this thing called sacks. We had 3 of them. One was very critical. We saw what Jahad Campbell was able to do from a strip sack from Chris Braswell. That's what you expect from Alabama defense. It just goes to show halftime adjustments can make all the difference in the world. But here to break it all down and to talk more about it is the most talkative man in the business next to Ric Flair. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Constant Chaos.
Who?
So, I talked about this earlier, the one case where Braswell flanked out against a slot receiver into the boundary. That's just one of the many examples of the defense not playing up to its potential in the first half. We give up 20 points first half. We come out second half. We give up 0 points. That's what I'm talking about. It's a thing called adjustments, something we hadn't really seen much of the past 4 years until this year. If you notice, this team tends to do a lot better second half defensively, with the exception of the Texas game. Every other game, we've made adjustments, and it's been a pretty solid defense. So having that mind of Kevin Steele, who's a veteran defensive coordinator, he understands the importance of taking away what you like to do best. And again, the intensity was there, the sacks were there, and again, the strip sack, the touchdown, that was what turned the tide of the game. So, we definitely have to see a lot more of that moving forward, because, again, you can't wait till the second half to decide your ass need to be on fire and it's time to damn play, because, again, that 20-7 hole against the wrong team, you won't be able to fight your way out of it. So, we definitely got to come out, start faster, play harder early on, fast and physical, because, again, if we can do it in the second half, why can't we do it for an entire game? That game should have easily been a shutout. But like I told you, Tennessee would score 20 to 23 points, and they did. So, again, we just have to rise to the occasion and be the team we are destined to be.
You got your money, didn't you, Marvin?
He did.
Yep.
That's why he's bragging.
Well, no, because again, the situation with Braswell following the receiver into the boundary, middle linebacker should have automatically been calling a check on that. Because I'd be damned if I would have let Miguel, Merritt, or Salim go into the boundary against a 4-2, 4-3 receiver. No, we're going to go to this base defense, and we're going to try our hand in base, and we'll give up anything underneath. But what I'm not going to let you do is violate somebody on the outside. So somebody has to be smart enough to make that call.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you though. He got beat. He ain't to be a linebacker. He ain't get beat by very far. He was
think about it though, Steve. Most linebackers at this level are pretty damn fast. That's a given. So you're not gonna see them, but at the same time, at this level, you only need a window this big to get it in there. And
he wouldn't
to
have
have
beat
a linebacker on a slot receiver into the boundary, that is a worst nightmare.
He wouldn't have beat me.
And that's the truth. Actually, if Braswell would have been with him stride for stride, I think he probably could have stayed with him. I think he was expecting somebody to pick him up, and they didn't. So he realized he had to book it down there, but he almost caught him. That's impressive. But guys, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Guys, let's talk about adjustments. One of the adjustments I want to take a look at may be a little bit different from what Marvin was talking about. And that's been the adjustment when a player goes down for us to respond. You would think that would cause us to backtrack a little. Actually, it is exact opposite. Our play is elevated. You look at Terry and Arnold going down. I didn't realize he had gone down until late in the game. Trey Amos was holding it down on that side of the field, locked down. Shout out to Trey, but probably the most impressive player who has come in and elevated play for the entire defense, including what he's done. We've already mentioned him, Jahad Campbell. He has stepped in when Tresman Marshall went down. He has stepped in when Deontay, I call a little bit of what you got, Petty. When Deontay Lawson went down,
got hurt.
And all of a sudden, the defense just turns up a whole nother level. Man, you're supposed to go down, but we're going up when players are getting hurt. When does that happen? But I just want to give a shout out to that. And also, Lawson. Not Lawson. Campbell.
Steve, did you see Lorraine's comment? That's what I was laughing at.
Yeah, he keeps saying players going down. And I said, no, just say get hurt. You just and then Justin, you said we're supposed to go down. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's why I cannot get my points across, ladies and gentlemen. It's like herding cats here. But I was going to say that Jahad Campbell was very critical in this game, not only for the strip sack, but on the fourth down stops. He was the guy who put a stop to the fourth down aspirations from Josh Heupel. Yeah. So I'm not interrupted anymore. I'm going to shut up. And we're going to pass it to the rest of the folks. And I can't get my closing out because people interrupted me.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my network, but I'm respected the least. Anyway, Daniel, since you had to wait an hour and a half to speak last time, I'm going to start out with you talking about adjustments. Then we'll move to Steve, then move down to Bo, and let Marvin close out his own subject.
Man, I don't know if I guess adjustments. Defense just started playing. I think Tennessee had a good game plan actually coming out, and shoot, man, I can't say it. This defense is going to win this team a title. The adjustments, like I said, I was on the road until the second half, so what I saw was the defense shut Tennessee down. Man, what I'm most impressed about is the depth at the linebacker, Campbell coming in, filling in. I mean, it's wave after wave right now. Getting more back obviously was huge. Man, anytime he's gone down the defense, even against Arkansas ain't got the greatest offense, but man, the defense kind of took a little bit of step back. Moore's that dude in the back, and
I said it,
man. Huh? Yeah. He comes, I think he's as good as anybody Bama's had in that secondary in the Saban area. He goes in the Rushmore of Bama secondary. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it was more Tennessee just kind of, big game, came out with a little bit of pop, had a good game plan. Heupel's a hell of an offensive coordinator. And, man, I feel dumb in this part of the show talking about adjustments with Marvin sitting down there because he's the one that's going to give you the X's and O's on this kind of stuff. But it was more, I think, I'm going to give you the fan perspective. I think Tennessee kind of had a good plan coming out with Heupel, and whatever Bama did at half, they did make adjustments or whatever. But, man, they weren't, doing much as it was coming out. Bama put them in a good spot on a turnover. So, that makes a huge difference, makes the score look a little worse on the defense.
Okay. Steve, your thoughts on adjustments and something we didn't do last year?
I think the only adjustment Bama needs to make, and I'm going to say it slowly, the only adjustment Bama needs to make is on special teams. Kendrick Law needs to be the return man. Kool-Aid does not need to be back there. He's clearly lost confidence. He is not physical like that, like the other DBs. He just does not want to be touched. I think personally, if watching Kool-Aid all this year, Kool-Aid is playing not to get hurt. And eventually it's going to catch up with him. Either and I hope it doesn't happen, he's going to get hurt, or he's going to cost a game or something very important, because he's not playing physical as a corner. He is playing smart by using his speed, the speed that he has to drive different wide receivers out of bounds, which is really, really smart. You don't have to use your hands, but he's doing that. That is very smart, very intelligent play. But as far as him being a punt returner, he showed us that he has lost a lot of confidence. And you even saw Coach Saban cursing on the sideline, catch the damn ball. So I think it's time for Kendrick Law. Kendrick Law is stronger, and he's faster, and he's more elusive. So I think that's the only adjustment we need to make on special teams.
Yeah. See, I was struggling because there is no adjustment, man. Defense is playing damn lights out, but that's it. The special teams, I mean, how many times has he let a ball roll by and cost 15, 20 yards of field position this year? Yeah, I mean, at least once a game, it feels like he's costing 20 yards of field position by not getting in front of the damn ball and just stopping it.
Steve
he did it 3 times in this game.
Steve catches all the balls.
Boy.
Justin, that guy needs to be fined for that comment. He needs to be fined for that.
He is fined. But yeah,
he wasn't
Steve,
bad in coverage Saturday. No, I agree with Gary on that. There was a few plays. I mean, he wasn't horrible in coverage. He was good in coverage Saturday.
He's great at what he does best, and that's playing coverage. But he's a liability. That's called what it is on special teams. We talk about being able to flip the field. You know, our punter James Burton can put the ball where it needs to be to put the defense in excellent position to do their thing. But then on the flip side of that, we're in dangerous position with Kool-Aid, letting these balls go past him 15, 20 yards. And my gosh, if he actually decides, to get a wild hair and catch a ball, he's muffing it. Fortunately.
And he doesn't want to tackle either. He does not want to tackle. A lot of plays have, like I think when we played Texas A&M, he had a clear tackle against the guy's number 0 that was talking all the noise for the game.
Nice.
And he almost got a touchdown because Kool-Aid had a tackle, and instead he reached for the ball and let the guy go right down the sideline. So he doesn't want to be physical like Terrion and the other DBs. He really doesn't. He just wants to cover from what I've seen.
And you made a good point. If he does not want to get hurt, okay, then don't be back there. It's plain and simple. Coach Saban, yank him out, put somebody back there. Kendrick Law, he's like Deebo Samuel, but with an extra gear. Or we got Isaiah Bond. We've all seen what he can do. He can flat out fly. Or we could even look so far as to Jam Miller. Any option right now, Terrion Arnold, we saw how fast he can return a ball. It was called back for a penalty, but we saw what he could do. We need somebody who's going to put us in great position to score. And it ain't Kool-Aid right now unless he has an epiphany. Real quick, Kelly Weathersby, $9.99. Fellas, can we please show some love to the team for lack of penalties? Finally, one penalty, guys. That's all we got this past game. One penalty.
About time.
All right.
They said show some love. We ain't say no about time, Marvin. We showing love. That's what's up. Keep up the great work.
Yes,
He talking about time. You still wasn't great.
You don't get praise for doing what you supposed to damn do, right? Don't jump outside. Simple. These are the rules of the game. That's like saying, I'm going to applaud you, Steve, for not getting the damn speeding ticket. Hell, you're not supposed to damn speed. What do you mean? Do what you do your job.
Well, I don't get him no way because my license suspended.
Ain't nobody pulling you over no 76 pace or nowhere. They feel sorry for you. All right.
And Marvin's side job is being a life coach. So if anybody needs some encouragement through life, we can give you his email address. Bo, talk to us, man. Adjustments, Kool-Aid. We got a couple of things to talk about here.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, we know this is your show, Justin. I heard you say that. We know this is your show. Oh, golly. But I'm going to agree with Steve, though. Like, we don't need no adjustment on defense. I figured that defense kind of started out slow because Tennessee came out with a little something that we wasn't prepared for. That when we went back in the inside and Coach Saban them saw what was going on, what type of offense that they was in, we came out and then made an adjustment to it on defense, and everybody was on point doing their job. And, we had a couple, mental errors but wasn't much that hurt us. But by Kool-Aid being back there in the critical moment of the game, and for you to call the fair catch and you step back, ball right beside you, and then you say you didn't get to play. Man, listen, if you're a punt returner, the ball only go 3 ways: left, right, or up the middle. There's no other way that you can go. And if you're a real punt returner, you can read your team off of which way they turning their ass, which way you supposed to be going. So there, and by, like I said, dropping on the 1 yard line, we could have got that ball 40 yards up and scored and really put the game away. But that put us back on the 1, had the punt, gave on the ball inside the 50-yard line. He did it twice, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't a smart thing to do.
It wasn't cool
at the end of the game in a big time moment, because what's that saying that they say? Big time players show up in big time games.
That's why I'm here.
No doubt.
And you ain't gonna be. You gonna be here next week. That's a big game, huh? I mean, well, the week after.
Marvin.
All right, fellas and Bama Standard audience. All right, news flash.
Here we go.
Jaden Daniels, best quarterback this team is going to face all season long. Make no mistakes. Do not sleep on this kid. Again, I watched him at Arizona State. I watched him at LSU. This kid is an athlete. He is awesome. His first option is to pass the ball. But make no mistake about it, he will run it. Remember last year, end of the game, who runs the damn ball in to score the damn winning touchdown to get them set up to damn beat us? This kid is an athlete. He's had a year in the system. He knows what's going on now. His receivers trust him. If LSU had a semblance of a defense, they would be undefeated right now. No one has stopped them from scoring points. It's just they can't stop anyone either. So this is going to be a track meet if our defense does not come out playing like they played the second half. If they come out playing like they played the first half, we're going to be in trouble. But if they come out playing like they played the second half, we will be just fine. But they have to come out with that intensity, playing hard and physical often and early. We can't come out like we came out the first half.
You know what? I get what you're saying, but you got to understand something. Last year, Jaden Daniels got off because who was the defensive coordinator?
I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so with that being said, you got to understand something. I truly believe in giving people what they give you to see if they like it. And you got to understand something. Miro, if you notice a couple of times, he broke out of the pocket and started running the ball. So, we can be just as dangerous if Milroe's head is on and he knows when to run or he knows when to throw the ball and his accuracy. So I really believe with the way our defense is playing, especially with the second half of the Tennessee game, if we keep up that same intensity when we come out firing like we're supposed to, people are going to be surprised that we're going to beat up on LSU. I believe that.
Did I not just say the defense has to come out and play the way they played the second half?
I know.
Out like they came the first half.
Are you sassing him, sir?
You said that, but nobody's listening to you.
Steve, he's back talking the Star. That's another fine. That's $50, Marvin. 50.
Yeah, and he raised his voice. You out of here, Marvin? You out of here?
You're canceled.
$50.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do nothing but go buy some Just For Me or a touch of gray. He don't need that. He all right.
Real quick, Marquise Washington's got a super chat for us.
For me?
Oh my gosh! Thank you for your $5, Marcus Washington. He says also the corners need to adjust to turning their heads and playing the ball when it's in the air and get more picks than pass interference calls. Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
They're going to be tested with Neighbors and Thomas this week because, like Marvin's talking about, man, he's Daniel's hitting just a run. I know he's remembered for the run, but the kid throws it, man. He throws that deep fade route as good as, he throws it like an NFL quarterback, and he's throwing it to NFL receivers. So, McKinstry, Arnold, they're going to have to be on their game all night, or it's going to be an all night fight with those cats.
This is the best offense that they're going to face.
Absolutely,
all season long. hands down, not even close.
You know, I don't know, man. Tennessee has a pretty good offense.
Yeah, but their quarterback, LSU's
they don't have
quarterback's a lot more accurate.
Jaden, listen, Steve, you go back and you watch his film from when he was at Arizona State as a true freshman. I remember the first game he started. That kid went out there and lit it up, and he is not
Oregon.
Back.
Yeah, look at his numbers right now, man. He goes like 70% completion percentage. I mean, he's not throwing interceptions. Yeah, the one thing he does, though, and this is, go look at his highlight film. There's one out there. He leaves himself open to take a lot of hits when he does run.
Yep.
And he
loves to jump. He loves to jump.
Yeah.
He loves to leap.
Now, and look, he hadn't faced a linebacking core quite like he's going to face when he comes to Tuscaloosa either. You know,
especially how that defense playing right now. I see them boys getting up, talking smack, like, like we here, like what's up? They playing dirty now.
Well, the thing of it is, they got to continue that uphill momentum from the second half of the Tennessee game. You can't take a step back because you're in that part of the season where taking a step back is going to be very costly because you're playing some teams now that are pissed off to even be playing you. So you better bring your A game because they're bringing theirs.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing that made me so happy in that game when Terry Arnold went down, that guy that came in and replaced Terry Arnold, how he played.
Yep. Justin spoke on that.
I was so amazed about that because of it was just like we never left Terry on.
Next man up.
You know what I mean? He was just as good.
You know what?
That's how it used to be back in the day.
Yep.
When one go down, the one that behind him just as good as him. That's just like when DeAndre White got hurt, Amari Cooper came in and lit the hole and lit it up.
Excuse me, we got a very important super chat. Could you go ahead, Jeff?
Jason Bernard, $2. Steve Brown, thank you for being the star.
Well, and I seen someone's comment say every time someone says something positive, here comes Marvin. Because you know why I say what I say. I say it
because he wasn't hugged as a child.
No, because Bo understands what I'm about to say. As a player, when you're on the field, you can't harp on what you do well or what you did to celebrate. You look at the deficiencies and how do you improve on the deficiencies to become a complete team or a complete player. You can't focus on what you do well or do right. Focus on what's wrong. That's how you get to the next level.
Right.
All right, we got plenty of time to talk about that.
Well, okay, Marvin, if there's a deficiency in this defense, what is it?
Oh, hell.
Oh, Lord. Here goes.
Watch him say he don't know.
I'm not going to say I don't know. What I am going to say is we got to get pressure early and often. I think we've been letting teams dictate the level of physicality with us, and then we have to go make adjustments and decide, now we want to be physical, opposed to just coming out physical from the first play and playing like we are the attacker and not the attackee.
Yeah, because when we come out, we play down to their standard.
Yep.
Roll Tide. Marvin is grounded. One of the bunch. Every group needs that. All right. We're running out of time, so I want to hit this topic quickly. We got plenty of time to talk about LSU definitely next week before I get to my next topic. John Sutton, $5. The second half team I saw play will get the dub against LSU RTR. Constant is the man.
Okay. I don't believe it. So, Scott, we don't even want your super chat money. We don't even want your super chat money, guy.
No, but in all seriousness, though, you have to focus on your deficiencies in order to become a championship caliber team. If you're just looking in the mirror talking about how pretty you are, you're gonna get you punched in the face at some point, and it's not gonna be pretty anymore.
And Michael Petyak, Marvin has common sense and doesn't give his analysis like a homer.
Okay, wait a minute. Marvin paying these people to comment. You gotta be. Hell no. Well, no, hold on. You got us all when you said Marvin got common sense. Hell no. Hell no.
And yet again, Marvin keeps the head out of the clouds. When you get too high, you got to get pulled back down.
True. I mean, because you think about it, no team is a complete team. Every team is a work in progress week over week. Because
we are on week.
Championship team week 1, then there will be no reason to play the season.
The Philosopher Marvin Constant. Okay, guys, quickly, I got a topic. We've reached the bye week, and during the bye week, that's when we kind of start finding that November warrior. Last year, we had a couple of guys. Jermaine Burton was that guy, and looks like he's already got things started this season quite early. Kendrick Law was another guy this past year. Can he start revving up? We got a glimpse against Tennessee with that end around. He took off for some nice yards. So what I'm going to do is pass it around. Guys, who is going to be that November warrior? Is it somebody that we don't expect and we hadn't seen yet? Or is it just going to be somebody we've already seen just up their game? Petty, we'll start with you. Then we go to Bo, Marvin, and Steve will round it out.
Man, I'm going to go to the guy who I felt kind of like opened up the offense and ran with he's been running good all year, but I felt like he ran a little different Saturday, and that's McClellan. I think he's gonna become that dude that he looked like Saturday. I don't know. I want to say Moore, but I talk about Moore all the time. He's obviously my favorite. I think Malachi Moore is the deal, man. I don't know. I feel like back in the day when you watch the White Sox, the announcer every time always picked Frank Thomas as his pick to click. I could pick Malachi Moore every game because I think he's special. But, man, someone on defense would, I guess, Jahad Campbell. Man, that dude is stepping up every chance he gets. When Lawson went down, he stepped right in, and, man, he just flashes every time I see him too. So I guess I picked 3. My bad.
Shout out to Kelly Weathersby and $4.99. All right. Justin is the rock star of the group. Best cattle dog I've ever seen. Roll Tide.
He call you a sheepdog.
I call you fired. Bo,
don't be mad at me because Kelly took a shot at you.
She's not taking a shot. She's basically telling me that I heard cats on this show and can't get not a damn thing done. Bo, who do you see as being your November warrior or warriors? You've been in bye weeks. You've seen what goes on and what leads to something like that happening. Who you got? Is Justice Haynes coming out of the stable?
Man, I just hope that because when this guy get in the game, it seemed like he changes the offense. Like it seemed like they got they got some fire in their head, like an ant and bit them on the ass crack, and they just ready to play. And then when like somebody else get in there, they just act like they don't know what's going on. So I would really like to see them actually give Justice Haynes a chance because when he got running the ball, he ran the ball so efficiently and with passion and like he loved the game and like he's not going down on 1 contact, 2 contact. He gonna need 3, 4, 5 bodies on him before he even go down and he dragging for 3 yards. Mm-hmm. And I'm a fan of Justice Haynes. That's why I'm probably saying that. But I'm also a fan of Jace McCullough as well. I love the way how he ran the ball, physical, downhill. Like he got that mentality that I can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? But it just sometimes it get a little foggy up in there, and he can't do what what he want to do. But that's who I see that gonna come out in November because I was a guy that came out in November, and you know what I'm saying.
You came out the closet in November.
You came out, Bo?
No, I'm not fucking.
He's so
gay.
brave.
Hey, what? You can't be dropping the F-bomb, man.
That's a fine by YouTube.
I'm sorry, Justin. You can bleep that out, Justin.
I'm gonna have to. I'm about to have the FCC in every group at our door. But to quickly change direction, I agree with Jace McClellan. I think that he gets a lot of unfair criticism because of how the offensive line has had their struggles. And now the offensive line is starting to find an identity, starting to become what we thought they would, especially with the insertion of Jaden Roberts. My gosh, what a breath of fresh air he's been. You see how good Jace is when he has open space to work with. He is that dude. So all his doubters and naysayers need to get off of him because when he's given an opportunity to do what he do, he's a game changer. Steve, who is your November warrior or warriors?
On the defensive side, it's still Terrion Arnold. He plays hard. He's a competitor, and I just love the way he gets after people. That dude, he walks the walk and talks the talk. And of course, Malachi Moore, my day one. That dude, I've been a fan of his when he came in. The dude is just, to me, the heart and soul of the defense. He's a leader. On offense, I think they should get Kendrick Law the ball more. That dude, I don't know why they don't have plays just for him, because he's elusive, he's fast, and he's very, very strong. And I'm still excited, and I'm waiting to see Justice Hayes. That's his name, right? Justice Haynes. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see him. I'm ready. And I'm gonna throw another one out there because I'm still rooting for him. I'm praying for him. I got I think dead rabbit oil and vegetable oil on the stove boiling, so I can do a cast a spell for Jaden Proctor. I need him to step up. So I'm really wishing upon the star that he, moves up to his potential. So I'm maybe November will be it.
You've been pulling for him every week every time you're on the show.
Yeah, you've been the most
every week. I want that young man because he's just too big to be getting beat like that. So I think something's gonna snap. I think that he's gonna get tired of guys in the dorm in the locker room saying you sorry as hell and all that. And I think he's gonna step it up.
Mar, why you think that's going on with Jaden Proctor? Caden Proctor, my bad.
What do you mean? Why do I think with him getting beat?
Yeah, like what you think going on? Like, why you think he getting beat like that?
Well, part of it is adjusting to the speed of the game and then being left on an island.
No, it ain't. I'm not gonna say it's the speed of the game. I'm
gonna
freshmen
step in and do better than that.
Here's the thing about it: when you identify what a team does horribly, it's your job to exploit it. So I know if he struggles with TE stunts, or he still struggle with dogs or other games up front, then I'm gonna constantly do it to him. So he's just probably being attacked a lot more due to the deficiencies he's had all season. Because you best believe if I was out there with Kenny Smith and Cornelius Griffin and they knew that was the weak link, we're gonna attack that all day. Even if we had a call or something else, them two gonna run their own game, and I just know to watch their back in the event that something comes to their side. When you're a weak link, you're gonna keep getting attacked.
But Marvin, let me say this. On that right side, I forgot that tackle's name. They were talking about the D end that was supposed to be this NFL caliber. Our right tackle was dogging him. He was giving him the business.
That's Latham.
Man, Latham was giving him the business, and they was talking about how James this guy Pierce, is going to be a first round draft pick. They was talking about two of them on Tennessee's team, and Latham was giving them the business.
I know.
Yeah, and they had to move, Caden Proctor. They had to move that guy that was on JC Latham to Caden Proctor, and soon as they did, he got
loose.
He sat.
Well, that's why I just said, we would identify who that wing link is. But we're going to attack him every damn play. We ain't gonna give you no plays off.
But my question
we're getting in a rabbit hole.
Getting beat.
How can he stop getting beat? Well, he's going to need assistance. They're going to have H-back or a tight end chipping or running back.
No, just don't take his ass out there.
Well, that too. But you're going to have to give him some help.
Give him help. All right. Marvin, who are your November Warriors, Marvin? We got a couple of super chats to get to, then we got to close.
My November Warrior is going to be Braswell. I think, his emergence is going to make my original pick for Defensive Player of the Year, Dallas Turner, just that much better. Because, again, when you have opposites that can play well together, it creates matchup nightmares, and it makes an offense decide who they want to double team. So if you can get pressure in the middle, that takes even more responsibility off those outside edge rushers because now they're not being double teamed as much. So again, that starts with the emergence of Braswell on that other side. So he is my November Warrior, but Dallas Turner is my dude though, baby.
Man, I don't know which one's better, but both of them playing at a high level. I don't know which one's better, to be honest.
Well, but with the emergence of Braswell, that takes a lot of heat off Dallas because no longer can you double team him. So because when you just have that one rusher and he can be double teamed, that takes away from your productivity. Now they can mirror each other, what they call bookends. Oh, that's a defensive coordinator's dream. I know I can send pressure up the field, and if I got middle backers who can stop that run draw in the event that they get up the field, I'm in heaven.
No doubt. All right, for me, real quickly, Jahad Campbell, going to go with what's hot. On the offensive side of the ball, 1A, Jason McClellan, 1B, Kendrick Law. All right, got a couple of super chats. Ephraim Davis, $20. Guys, which top 5 team will most likely go undefeated in the regular season? I go with Washington.
I go with Washington as well. With you, Justin. Sorry, Michigan. You can go ahead and explain. Oh, I thought you were about to explain it.
No. Quick answer, real quick. Petty, who's your top 5 team most likely undefeated?
Either Florida State or Michigan, but I think Miami, as dumbly as they're coached, is a wonky matchup for Florida State. I think Michigan. I think they take care of Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State's that good. Michigan.
Okay, Steve.
I go Washington, and then you said regular schedule.
Regular season.
Georgia don't play nobody, so I say Georgia.
Florida.
Actually.
Hey, hold on, Justin.
Whoa. Don't play nobody. They don't have Brock Bowers.
Hold on. Get to me.
You got Tourette's? Marvin, who is going to go undefeated in the top 5?
If anybody does, it'll be Michigan. I see them clearly, dusting off Ohio State. That should be easy. Everybody else in the top 5, I see them taking some kind of loss, especially Georgia. When you look at what they did against those Barners down the road, they had to throw the ball to Bowers every play for the last 3 minutes of the game for any type of productivity. He has been the key to their offense. No Brock Bowers, their asses is in trouble. Ladd McConkey's not going to get the job done. Their quarterback's not going to get the job done. So I see them potentially dropping 1, if not 2, in this stretch against Mizzou, Florida, Tennessee. It's coming. It's coming.
Getting one very important.
Brock Bowers' ankle was in my ear.
I'm going to call it right now. Ole Miss upsets Georgia in Athens.
It's coming. Your boy Pete gonna shut down Georgia. Their best weapon is Mahonky. It ain't gonna work.
Mahoe?
That's another fine.
Wow, hold up, Mahoe.
Can you not say that?
Ladd McConkey is a slot receiver.
Your best player can't be a white wide receiver.
Yes. Welcome to the Bama Standard, where cultural slurs are flying like wildfire.
Did you call him Mahonky?
You can't have your best player can't be a white wide receiver on offense. It just can't work.
This episode is going to be taken off, so everybody enjoy it while you can. Quick, before we get to closing, we got a question for Bo and Marvin from Don Parker. He paid $5 to hear y'all run your damn mouths. Marvin, Bo, as former players, what goes into having a productive bye week from a player perspective and a coaching perspective? Thanks, Roll Tide.
You saying that me and Marvin, we run our mouth?
You want me to go ahead and go?
No,
Bo,
real quick.
Because
you'll be 45 minutes.
Okay, I'll go real quick. So
real quick.
So from a player's perspective, the best bye week is one that allows you to rest and, tend to your ailments and your injuries. A lot of ice, a lot of time in the cold tub, and a lot of rest. That is the most important thing to a player during that bye week, is preparing your body so that you can finish the season on a high note. For coaches, it's understanding your personnel and being able to determine who's going to be those personnel groups that are going to carry you throughout the rest of the season for the best outcome.
Van Thor Edwards laughed my ass off. Mahonky, as a member of the honky community, we ain't got no Georgia players in the club.
They call that man Mahonky. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all please excuse our racist views of our guest.
What do you mean? Pat Way and Justin said it.
Pat was a basketball player.
He's a white racist.
I told y'all that at dinner.
Hey, Steve, he ain't the Clayton Biggs busy.
Well, go ahead and answer that question before we get taken off the air permanently.
15 seconds, Bo.
It's just about staying on your regular routine, what you was doing for us, taking care of your body, but doing more of it, because during the season you only had a short amount of time to do that. So you got to double down on doing that, because after that bye week, that second half, it get a little tougher. That's when they get a little tougher after that, because you go into SEC play, SEC championship playoffs and all that. But you want to have your body refreshed, rejuvenated, ready to go. And then from a coaching standpoint, you want to go in there and cross all your T's and dot your I's to make sure that you have everything down pat, that you understand in the play, that you understand in what guys is doing up front, that you did. There's a question that you may have during the season that you weren't able to sit down with the coach and be able to go over with him in details about it. And that way you will know what you get yourself into when that practice starts for LSU, and you will be kind of ahead for as being in the room and then on the field. So when you get on the field, you'll kind of have an idea in the field for what's going on.
And another good purpose for that week for coaches is to evaluate the younger guys to see how much improvement they've made from the beginning of the season to that midpoint, because some of them might have emerged to a point to where they can contribute in a productive way on the back end of the season. So you don't want to overlook those things. So
David Kendall, $2. Georgia could lose the next 4, possibly 5 games.
Especially with Mahonky.
Just saying.
Hey,
I've decided.
I'm not in that.
I decided that I'm going to quit the show and join the NAACP. I'm sick of this.
I am too, Steve. Can I come with you? Pick me up in your Cutlass.
You guys are racist.
I was to say you got a Cutlass, Steve.
Hey, Marvin, what Lorraine has said about Steve?
She said, how does a comedian that uses profanity for a living judge somebody who displays passion?
I see
Lorraine, shout out to you, Lorraine. That was an awesome one right there.
I love Lorraine.
And some of y'all are driving Kelly to drinking. Think I'm going to need a large glass of wine after this show.
You're gonna need 2 of them, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you tune into the Bama Standard for everything Bama football and your daily dose of racism. Please.
Race relations.
I'm not in this.
Oh,
I have nothing to do with this part.
Here at the Bama Standard, we normalize prejudice. Anyway, Erica Christian, I'm going to watch the Jeffersons after this show. All right, guys, we gotta get out of here before we get in too much more trouble. Where we go around the room,
y'all.
Yeah, right.
Enjoy my time on the Standard. It was great, guys.
We're gonna go around the room and pop what we got. Starting with Marvin Constant, tell us about 40 Plus Strong, where folks can find you on the interwebs.
All right, you can find me on Instagram, Constant45. It's real simple. There's also a direct link to Amazon to purchase my book for $15. Physical and mental fitness at 40 plus. 3 different workout programs. One for beginners, one for intermediate, one for people who've been doing it for a while. Each program is 6 weeks long, 18 weeks worth of workout. Books designed so you can write in and track your progress. And again, you want to get the hammers at this age, everything you need is in the book. Teaches you how to eat, when to eat, what to eat, how to deal with stress. Every tool you'll need to get your body back later in life.
Let's see. Steve Brown, if you would, tell us what you got going on. And
after this show, I will be back on the boat back to Africa.
Hey man, you can't say that. I just came from Africa and I went through the door of no return, and that was very sad and depressing.
Marvin, you mean they let you go and you came back? What
he got over there, Steve, and they're like, "We do not do that here."
I'm back. Okay, all right. So I'll be working on a big surprise for you guys coming soon, man. Steve Brown might be coming out with a special. Can you say Netflix? Working on it. So definitely, man, just doing all that, and we're gonna see how it goes. So, but definitely, let's make it happen.
Yes, sir. Bo, what you got coming up, man? Tell them how you can find all your merch. If you got any left.
Yeah, I got a plenty left. When you order, that's when they make. So everything is order, make it. You know what I mean? And it's very
Marvin Constant making cool runnings too. This time it's personal.
But anyway,
I'm gonna stop telling y'all my travel schedule. So
Brian Green, watch the show if you deal with stress.
I know, right? But yeah, you can find merch on boscarborough.com. Also partnering up with LLS, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Also partnering up with the Bama Standard as well, and doing work with Workspace Solution. Is that correct, right, Daniel?
That's it. You got it.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, and doing stuff in the community for the USFL. Not for the USFL, for the kids. With the USFL, doing it as always, giving back to the kids. I went out and played around with the kids at their little league practice before they played the championship game, and it was pretty cool, man. To be out there with the 5 or 6 years old, but I was out there running their ass over like they was like.
Sit down somewhere with
like Manning in a Saturday Night Live
skit. They were so little, their head was at my kneecap.
Bad ass knees gonna give out. Keep on.
You know how they pull the little man. You ever seen the movie Little Man when they pull his fade man down? He gets brown. That's how I did one of the kids. But it was a great time though, man.
That's awesome.
I had a lot of fun with those kids, man. And they were happy to have me out there, wanting to play a
Get
lot.
Them kids.
Played a lot with the kids.
Forget them kids.
It was fun, man. They was liking it, man. But I didn't really run hard on them like that. I was just
forget them kids.
With them. But yeah, that's what I got going on, man. So far, we in this waiting on this merge to happen with the XFL and the USFL. So we'll see know how that go in the middle of November with the final say so will be. So looking forward to 10 to 12 games this year. So we'll see what go on.
I'm curious to see what it looks like now that y'all are combining forces with the XFL.
Yeah, a lot more.
Forget them kids.
Forget them kids. Don Parker got
Mississippi, it. They say Mississippi getting the team. They're going to take a double wide to the game.
I ain't going down there drinking that water.
They're going to take a double wide to the game, dipping snuff, drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon on the sideline.
They got a whole bag.
Okay.
Before Daniel Petty gives his shout outs to everything he's got going on, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our own Bama Sci-Fi guys. Daquan Menzie is going to be inducted into the Kapai Lincoln Junior College Hall of Fame this Thursday at 3:15 p.m. That's a junior college over here in Mississippi. Before coming to Alabama and getting that natty, he was showing his stuff on the gridiron here at a junior college level. Shout out to Daquan. Petty, man, we appreciate you being with us tonight, and we hope we didn't cost you your job with all the slurs and whatnot that you experienced tonight. Remind the people about Week Zero Sports, your podcast, what Workspace Solution can actually do for folks, and why you decide to keep us employed.
Oh, yeah, man. This will probably be my last few moments on air for life, so I better make it good. No, man, I'm with Workspace Solutions. We help, we sponsor Justin and these guys. We love what they do. I'm glad to be a part of it tonight, even though it got a little off the rails. It seemed the crowd enjoyed it, though, from the responses, hopefully. But no, I'm with Workspace Solutions. We help your company grow. We're a bolt-on marketing company, so we can kind of help any of your marketing needs. We also help with web design, SEO, copywriting. We pretty much do it all. Anything that can help your company grow, we can do it, all the way down to putting on a live show at the Bryant Museum for these guys. That's what we do. And hey, check us out, workspacepros.com.
Yeah, and tell them about the work y'all did for me.
Oh yeah, man. We just, now we're working with Bo and his group, the Wasserman Group. We did a little advertising for him for his shirt, did some ads, did some graphics, and shoot, got you on the air there with Tide 101. Just
100.9, yeah,
101.9 had an interview. And man, like Bo said, we had it all set up, and the university kind of threw us a curveball in the last 48 hours, and we still had a good turnout. So we can help you, help your company. We can help market, advertise, anything you need. to kind of get your name out there. That's what we do. Give us a look. Like I said, workspacepros.com. And I also have a podcast on the side. You see Week Zero Sports. It's weekzerosports.com. We talk a lot of Alabama, but we also talk Ole Miss. But we're a gambling centric. Marvin really liked the show. Don't you be putting your thumb down, Marvin. Yeah, Marvin likes the gambling part. We've had him on there. But no, that's it. We actually talk more point spreads and gambling. So if you look into that kind of stuff, look us up on weekzerosports.com.
Hey man, thank you a lot for all that you guys do for the Bama Standard, man. We really appreciate you, man.
No, man, we love you guys, man.
Quick question, Patty.
Being a part of it.
Quick question, Patty. You named a lot of things that Workspace does do. Do y'all provide public relations? Because we're going to need it.
One of their employees, believe it or not, got a PR degree from the University of Alabama.
We gonna need him.
Yeah, we're gonna need him.
I apparently need to go find my degree and what they all taught me those 8 years I was at the university.
It's your fault because you made the reference first and foremost, Petty. Let's just be clear about this.
Look, you made it. Marvin. I'm gonna tell everybody you made it, Marvin.
Look. we'll have to go out there to have this talk, but we can break down the LSU Army game if we really want to go deeper into this.
Marvin made the comment.
I will be there when they're filming your Netflix special.
I'm all things against Marvin content. Marvin made it, people.
But yeah, Hattie is all in favor of you coming back, Daniel. So there you go.
Oh, man, if they ask me, Hattie, I'll be back, and I'll put tape on my mouth next time.
Hey,
can you replace Marvin?
Hey, quick shout out to Ryan Fowler of Tie 100.9, who did help in the efforts of getting Bo's event promoted. Love the interview you did with him, and we always appreciate you helping. But listen, we got in this show before the FCC completely shuts everything down, and I'm looking for a new job. Is Workspace hiring? But listen, we'll be back next week. But before we get back, there's plenty of content for you to consume tonight, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. The Final Whistle with Chris James, Dan James, Matt Cadell, Ty Hayes, and Coach Smook. And then Wednesday, y'all show up and show out every week for us. I need you to show up and show out tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Crimson Dynasty with C. Payne. Y'all, it's time to show her some love like you've done for everybody else. So that's what we got going on. And as always, on game weekends, we got the Bama Standard post-game show immediately following all games. What you got?
One more thing, Justin. I will be on Tease Tape tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time. Yes, Tease Tape at 8 o'clock Central Time tomorrow.
Actually, I just got a text from T. He said that you and the rest of your group are a PR nightmare. We appreciate your willingness to be on here, but we'll have to decline.
This already been set and paid. As long as I haven't got paid already, it's all right.
Well, that'll do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Roll Tide, folks.
Roll Tide.